What's your take on aliens, and do you think they pose any threat to us? Alright, so my take on aliens. I know for a fact that there are aliens. I know for a fact. And the reason for that is because we got footprints of aliens everywhere around us. Except that for some reason those footprints are not studied. It seems as though there is a deliberate effort to keep certain knowledge under the rocks. You see? Well, the first reason I have for aliens is mainstream actually, which is that all you need to do is observe the nature of our universe. Just observe the nature of our universe. The vastness of our universe tells you that there is a very huge possibility we are not alone. You know? But that's not enough. Now, a much more compelling evidence for aliens would be the footprints we have in form of works of arts and technologies which we cannot account for. Glaring examples of which would be things like the Stonehenge in England, the pyramids in Egypt, in Mexico, Easter Island in Chile. You know, in all these places we find works of technology and art way beyond our understanding. Things we wouldn't even replicate in our day, but they were done at a time when we were so primitive in terms of technology. You know, and how do you explain that except that, well, we had help from some other civilizations? How do you explain that? Because even when you study Egyptology, not much is said about the pyramids. We are told of the sites, but nothing into the intricacies of the sites. You know, all you need to do is study the works of people like Hancock, and you'd be amazed at how much technology is embedded in the sites I just mentioned. You see, this to me seems to be proof that we're not alone, you know. And let me bring this a little bit closer to home, by the way. I want you to imagine, just go back in time. I want you to imagine in your mind, go back in time in your mind, go back 1,000 years and then 2,000 years and then keep going. Let's say go back 10,000 years, all right? And imagine our world 10,000 years ago. What do you find? You find little settlements of people in the different continents of the world, okay? And with the limited knowledge at the time, you would imagine that these people knew nothing about the other settlements around the globe. People in settlements in Africa at the time knew very little, nothing about settlements in, let's say, South America or in Europe, okay? They had no idea, all right? And what do you think your perception of the world was at the time? It was limited to the confines of their environment, and their environment was the very limited regions of land along which they could walk, all right? They hadn't the technologies with which they could navigate the waters or the air to other parts of the world, to other continents, and discover other peoples, all right? And now imagine that settlers somewhere in Asia wake up one morning and find some two Africans standing right in front of them. All that Caucasians somewhere in Europe wake up one morning and they find Asians in front of them. What would that be? We would be aliens to ourselves. Why? Just because we had limited knowledge as to the existence of the other people around us. Okay? I mean, that's the whole notion of aliens. It doesn't connote anything evil or dangerous. It just means not common to you. And going back to footprints, it's very possible that we have alien footprints in us. It's very possible. Maybe, just maybe, it is the reason why the different races look different from each other. Or why you find a very tiny variation in their genes. I'm talking about between 0.02 to 0.04 of variations in the gene codes. It's possible, all right? It's possible. So, I mean, even when you read the Bible, you see mentions of aliens everywhere in the Bible, except that are called different names. You see? If you go to every culture in the world and listen to the stories told by the people of these cultures, going back in time, you would hear something relating to people who came from the skies. That I guarantee you. You would hear of light people. In some cases, they're called light people. And these, I submit to you, could very well be aliens. You see? So, Like I said, I feel like there is a deliberate effort to keep such knowledge out of public reach. Why? Who knows? Maybe because it would contradict some of the lies they told us before. Who knows? And now to the second part of the question, do I think they pose any threat to us? Of course not. Of course not. Of course not. Because if they did, they would have long harmed us. If anything, I believe they care about us and they want to help us. Why? Because they're superior to us. Well, at least the ones who have visited us. Because this is the thing about aliens. There are different species of aliens. All right, just as we've got different races. Probably not all of them know everything about us or even about other alien lives. But those who visited us at least are superior to us. Why? Because they could visit us, but we cannot visit them because we lack the wherewithal. It's like America landing a plane in the Amazon rainforest right now. Of course, you can tell that the Americans are superior to those people in terms of technology. Why? Because they could go there, but those people cannot come to them. What I'm trying to say is they possess way more superior technology to us, which goes to areas of transportation and of course military hardware, that if they meant anything against us, it will be long over. But I think that's not the case. I think we are friends, and I think give it a very short time, maybe 1,000 years, we would coexist with some aliens.